drive today with Pretzel. But first, let's go over a couple parts of the harness. Okay, Pretzel is tacked up and ready to go. Before we drive, we're gonna go over a couple parts of the harness. So first you'll notice Pretzel has a bridle on. It's very different. And the biggest difference here are the blinkers. These little things that cover his eyes. Those keep Pretzel from getting distracted by the cart, and they keep him from looking back at it when it's behind him. We don't want him to think that it's chasing it. Pretzel has two bits. One is just our driving bit. And the other bit is a rope overcheck. And this rope overcheck goes all the way up over his ears and connects to this overcheck rein. And when we're driving him, we're going to connect that to the harness so he can't get his head down and step over his rein. So driving bridle. Pretzel also has very long driving reins. Super long. This piece on his back is called the surcingle. And this is what everything attaches to. This is what the reins run through. This is called a rein turret. And it has a girth, just like our saddle does. That keeps the surcingle on. And on the front of Pretzel, he has a breast collar. This is what he pulls the cart with. And the breast collar has big, long traces. And that's how we attach the pony to the cart. That's what he pulls the cart with. Moving back, we have a crupper. Crupper goes under Pretzel's tail. This keeps the whole harness from sliding forward and falling off of him. And last but not least, we have a tie down. We'll show you this when we hook Pretzel to the cart. This is what ties everything in. Make sure everything is nice and secure. Okay. We're gonna pull our cart up Pretzel. And these are the shafts. The shafts are gonna go through the tugs, through this little loop right here on the harness. Both sides. And then the traces, we're gonna unwrap. And go all the way back. And they're gonna hook on this little bar right here. Like that. Over again. Tie down that we already learned about is gonna wrap around the back, front, front. Tighten it down. And we'll do all that same stuff on the other side. So right before we get going, we're going to take our overcheck rein and we're going to connect that right here to the surcingle. Pretzel is ready.
Ready to go, Pretzel Wetzel?
Driver in. Off we go.
Okay. So now that Kelly's driving, the biggest thing we want to focus on when you're driving is notice how Kelly keeps her posture just as up tall as we do when we're riding. She still doesn't slouch even though she's sitting down. You'll notice her hands are held in line with the buckles on the harness. So she doesn't want to drop them too low nor too high. She just wants to be nice and even. Just like with our riding, our hands should have a straight line to our bit. So the elbow is a little different, but the hands are still in line with the bit. When she's turning, you'll notice that Pretzel's body wants to have the correct bend in it, just like we do when we're riding. Want to make sure our horse is always bending the direction we want to go. So this is what we call pleasure trot. You'll notice he's not going too slow, he's not going too fast. But he's got a nice open movement. So she can also extend the trot. Oop, that's a canter, Pretzel. But see here, he's working a little harder, he's moving a little quicker. Want him to flick those toes out. He's a pony, so he's got a short stride, but he can still extend it. Good, and then she'll bring him back down to that pleasure trot. So you can see how he's not quite, yeah, there you go, nice comfortable trot.